So welcome back, students. This is lecture 2 of ethics, which will also be your last lecture, right? So we are doing paper 6, laws and ethics. All parts are completed now. The last part of ethics is remaining. So this lecture would be about 45 minutes in duration. Okay, the first lecture of ethics has already been shared with you. So this will be your second and last lecture. Okay, right. And we are looking at CMA Intermediate June 2023 exam. Your exams are expected to start from 15th of July, right? Fine. So let's continue. So where did we end yesterday? Right. So we had finished till here. So today we have to continue from professional ethics. Okay. So what is professional ethics? The ethics which are to be followed by professionals. That's all. So yesterday, what did we see? That ethics starts with your human or individual values. Okay. And when many individuals come together in a society, they bring together all those values. Okay. And they then, they come to know what is right, what is wrong for the society and all. Then they build the rules of society. For example, murdering is wrong, stealing is wrong, all that, right? So people bring their own values and then they develop society values. Okay. So then we have seen that business is an organ of the society, isn't it? So business has to follow the ethics which the society follows. Otherwise, they will not be able to run their business in that area. Okay. So now after business, next is profession. You can just say a sub part of business is profession. Okay. So important thing about profession is like you would have studied in direct taxation PGBP. In that you have put some introduction, where for profession you need some patient study, some expert study is required, right? That is to become a CMA or CA, you will have to do some patient study, okay? And which mostly is tough as well, okay? It's not so easy that everyone can do it, okay? Right, so that is professional ethics. So because we are professionals, we have to now study professional ethics. Okay, so here, like other professionals, accountants also face ethical dilemmas. Okay, it is ethical situations will be there. Okay, where you will have to see that maybe your boss or someone might tell you to conceal certain things, but as an accountant, you should not do it. Those situations are considered as ethical dilemmas. Dilemmas means should I do it? Should I not do it? That kind of situation. Okay. So that's why they need ethical guidelines. Okay. So the main guidelines within which their guidelines are framed by various institutes are competence, confidentiality, integrity, and objectivity. Okay. Competence is required. Without that, they cannot become professionals. Okay. Confidentiality is very important. Integrity. Don't do anything which you believe is wrong. And objectivity. Objectivity means do things the way they have to be done. Okay. Do things the way they have to be done and do your work in a way that it is auditable. Tomorrow, when someone comes and checks your work, right, they should be able to see that, okay, you have done things as per the procedure. Okay. So that comes under objectivity. So these are the four main things within which professional ethics are determined. Okay. Now, shall be important themes of guidance note means there are guidance notes of CA Institute, CMA Institute, CS Institute. Okay. So these are the four main things within which the guidance notes are framed. Okay. Now, next part is what we're going to talk about our ICAI, which is Institute of Cost Accountants of India. Okay. So first thing is CMA professionals have to ethically drive enterprises globally. Okay. So CMA professionals have to work in large companies normally. Okay, very few go for practice, but mostly you have to work for large enterprises. Okay, so you create a value to stakeholders globally. Okay, through competencies drawn from the integration of strategy, management, and accounting. Okay, our main, whatever you study, everything. Okay, it can be put under these headings. One is strategy, then management, how to manage using the data that we are able to interpret. Okay, and then accounting. Accounting is basically the main field. Okay, so these are the main things. This is the mission statement of our Institute of Cost Accountants of India. Okay, right? So you need not learn it as such. Okay, no need to learn it. Now, institute, you should just know what it says. Okay, so you should be able to write in your own words. Fine. Institute has promulgated the following standards of ethical conduct for practitioners. Okay, so our institute, it has shown the following standards of ethical conduct for practitioners. Okay, so these are the ethical conduct for practitioners. Normally, when you look at the word practitioners, it would mean that people who practice. Okay, but from a broad perspective, people who work as cost accountants in various companies, they are also covered by these. Okay, so what are the standards? Standard number 1 is maintain independence of thought and action. You take your own decision. Okay, and not to express opinion on cost financial reports without first assessing, okay, the cost accountant's relationship with the client. Make sure that the client understands that you are an impartial authority. Okay, only then you start your work. Okay, he has to understand that you will not do what he thinks you should do. Okay, right. Then this is second standard, and then the third one is, while you are preparing your report statements, okay, disclose all material facts known to such member. Okay, so that just to make it clear that the statement should not be misleading, just tell him, like, see, these are the assumptions that I have taken while taking this decision. Okay, these are the facts that I have, right? So make it very, very clear. Okay, acquire sufficient information. Okay, and any misstatements you have to report. Okay, so this is the third standard. Fine. What was the first? Maintain independence. And second is, first make sure that your relationship with your client is very clear. The client understands that you are an independent professional. Okay, so even when you are, say, working for an employer, right, and if you are a cost accountant, there are certain things you should not do. Right, you cannot be party to frauds and all of the company. Right, right. And then next one is, it's more of materiality. Okay, disclose all material facts to your client. Okay, next part is, don't disclose confidential information. Okay, there are certain confidential information of your client or employer which you should not tell anyone else. Okay, so otherwise it will be treated as a professional misconduct. Okay, so you can use confidential information only when you are in a legal duty to divulge it. Okay, so the law says that you must disclose it. Say there is a court case going on, right, and the court wants you to disclose certain things. That time you will have to disclose. Okay, but you cannot go and just sit in any canteen or something and just talk about your client's business. Okay, and then next is, so if before taking up any work of client, tell him of your business connections. Okay, so maybe that you have some, you do some work for the client's adversary. Okay, the client should know that before you take up his job. Anything which he should know reasonably, you should tell him. Don't conceal anything. Okay. Okay. So when you are doing your work, your duty as a cost accountant, okay, what you should not do. That's what is saying. When you're discharging your duties as a cost accountant, okay, you should not hold, receive, bargain, or acquire any fee, remuneration, benefit, okay, without employer's knowledge. Okay, this means this is here you are talking about. Now you have an employer, he will have some employees. Okay, you should not take some benefit from the employees of the employer. Okay, some people might try to bribe you so that they are exonerated. So you cannot take any advantage from anyone. Okay, which would mean that you are not giving impartial report to your client. Okay. Okay. The next is you have to take all steps. Okay, in arranging any engagement as a consultant. Okay, so here, so you have to first make all meetings and all, right, so that the client has a correct understanding of what you are going to do. Okay, so is your job preparation of accounts, or is your job audit or checking of accounts? Okay, what is the data you'll be using? Okay, and how will you report? What are the facts as per you? What are your assumptions? Everything, okay, should be very clear. And then furnish client with an estimate of cost. See whatever work is there, give him a cost that I will be charging this much. Okay, best thing is to charge it before you start your work, but if you couldn't do, then do it as early as possible. Okay, now conduct himself or herself towards other members with courtesy and good faith. That is, towards other CMA members, you have to conduct yourself with courtesy and good faith. Okay. Now, another thing is you cannot accept any engagement, okay, to review the work of another member, another CMA member. Okay. So one CMA member has given his opinion. Now the client wants to hire your services, and clients wants you to tell whether what the other person, the work he has done, is it correct or not. That kind of work you should not do. But yeah, what you can do is, if say you are an auditor, your work is checking accounts, and those accounts have been prepared by another cost accountant. Okay, now it's your regular duty to review those accounts. That time you can review. Okay, but where another cost accountant has done the same work and the client is asking you, so that you can pass an opinion on the other person's, other CMA's work, that our institute doesn't allow. Okay, don't attempt to gain advantage over other members by paying or giving any commission or something. Okay, to get work, so you also are going for a work, audit work, let us say, another member of CMA is also going there. Okay, don't pay any bribe or anything and try to get the work in a wrong way. Okay, that is the meaning. Okay, next is not to act maliciously. Okay, which may adversely reflect on the public or professional reputation of business or another member. Sorry, or business of another member. Okay, so don't act maliciously means when you are trying to harm someone. You're not working in good faith, you're trying to harm someone, trying to say, just passing loose comments that, okay, that CMA, he doesn't do his work properly or anything like that. Okay, right? So don't pass loose comments on any fellow professional. Maintain standards of competence expressed by the institute from time to time. Okay. Undertake only such work that is competent. Okay. Don't do work which is beyond your competency. Say there is some work that your client is asking within the course of work, is asking some advice which actually should be given by a lawyer. Just tell him that this advice will be given by a lawyer. Okay. Don't try to become an expert of other field. Okay, that's what this point says. Right. So these are all these are the points about our institute. Okay. So institute has promulgated the following standards of ethical conduct for practitioners. Okay. So this question can come as standards of ethical conduct for practitioners. It is very important because this is what is very important for you, your day-to-day work. When you will become a CMA, you will have to follow all this. So which is why chances of these things coming are more always. Okay. Standards of ethical conduct for practitioners. Okay. The next part, what we are into. So the CMA part is over now. Okay. That was the CMA part. Now we are coming back to our general ethics part. Okay. 7 principles of public life. Public life means anyone who is doing a public work. Okay. It can be government work, it can be non-government also. Many non-government organizations also do public work when anyone from the public can approach them. Okay. Right. So that is called as public office or public work. Okay. So 7 principles of public life. So certain work where you are connected with the public. For example, let's say transport. Right. So transport is something which is connected with public. Okay. But say if you're talking about a teacher who's teaching only some students, that is not public life. Okay. So now here, 7 principles of public life. Okay. It was authored by Lord Nolan. Okay. It applies for public office holder, including elected to public office. That is when you are going through elections and getting elected, or where you are working in a government office or maybe in a private office, which is for the entire public. Okay. Your work is for the general public, not for just specific parts of the public. Okay. So these principles apply to civil service, local government, police, courts, probation of services, non-departmental public bodies, health, education, all these things you can see is said to be public. Okay. These are all, all these people lead a public life. Okay. Social and care services. Okay. So it also applies to other sectors that deliver public services. The main thing is public service. Okay. Right. Where, so police, for example, anybody can go and complain to the police. Correct. So police is there for the entire public. Transport is there for the entire public. Okay. Now, bigger educational institutes who give education for the entire public. Okay. That will come. But a private class and all, that will not be publicly. Okay. But such organizations, bigger educational organizations and all, theirs would be publicly. Okay. Right. So now, next part is this, the British government. So, Lord Nolan, okay, is a Britisher. As you know that the title of Lord and all, okay, that's given in Britain. Okay. So British government appointed a committee called Committee on Standards. Okay. Committee on Standards in Public Life. So what are the standards that these people should follow? So if you are dealing with public, why special standard is required is because you will deal with a variety of people. Okay, that's why they set up a committee on standards of public life to advise the Prime Minister on what are the ethical standards. Okay, that was the main purpose of this committee. Okay, so now term of reference of the committee means what is the work the committee was going to do. That is the term of reference. Okay, what it is going to do, it will examine current concerns about standards of conduct, okay, of public office. Okay, what is the current standards, and then second is they will make recommendations to what should change. Okay, recommendations regarding what should change, what is currently, how is it, and what should it be, or what should it look like. That was the work given to them. Okay, so they came up with 7 principles. After doing this, they were told to make recommendations, correct, as to changes. So they came out, Lord Nolan basically, he came out with 7 principles for public life. Okay, so these principles amended as on 2015. These are the principles. Okay, these principles say, this is very, very simple. You can write it in your own words also. Selflessness. Okay, selflessness means act in public interest, not in your interest. Integrity. Okay, integrity means you should be very, very honest. Okay, and if anyone tries to inappropriately influence you, you should not get influenced. You should do the correct thing. Come what may, you should do the correct thing. Even if the other people are very powerful, you should still write what you think is correct in the report. That is integrity. Okay, now objectivity is what? Objectivity is you have to take decisions impartially and on merit. Okay, so that is, if say you're conducting an audit, so you will ask whoever are the people whose opinion you need to ask. Okay, maybe your principal, he might say that, okay, you can just ask these people. Okay, but you should not do it. What you should do is you will yourself decide who are the right people from whom I should go and ask about whatever I want to know. Okay, so this is so that's called as objectivity. Basically, you are impartial and you are dealing on merit. Okay, so that means when you prepare the report, when you when you ask for data, when you ask for opinion of others, okay, it should be impartial fully. That is called as objectivity. Okay, no discrimination, right? So if you have done your work objectively, tomorrow when someone else checks your work, say some complaint has gone on you or whatever it is, when they check their work, your documentation will be perfect. They will all know that you took a decision and why you took a decision. Reasons will also be there. Okay, that all comes under objectivity. So selflessness, integrity, objectivity, accountability. Okay, you should always be accountable when I am doing my work. It's not that, okay, someone says, okay, just somehow adjust it. Okay, it should not be like that. You have to say that I am accountable for this work. Tomorrow, if anyone asks, I have to reply to them. Okay, so I'll do my work the way anyone can come and see why I have done that particular work. That is called as accountable. Okay, so objectivity and accountability are similar, but the thing is, in objectivity, objectivity is also about your decisions which you take. Okay, accountability, what you do is you know that you are accountable to other people tomorrow. Okay, so prepare your work in a way that whenever you have to be accountable, you will not have a problem. Okay, that is accountability. Then next is openness. Okay, when you are in public office, there is nothing to hide. Okay, take decisions in open and transparent manner, nothing in closed doors. Okay, whatever you do, there should be legal reasons for that. Okay, next is honesty, right? You should be honest and truthful. And last point is leadership. The 7th principle of public life is leadership means whatever these things you are saying, I have to be accountable, and you are asking others to be fair, to be transparent, correct? So you also must display that in your personal life. Exhibit these principles in your own behavior. Okay, should be ready to challenge any poor behavior whenever it requires. Okay, so these are your 7 principles of public lives. This is very important, has been asked several times. See, ethics is a small part. Okay, 10 marks only for this much part, okay, is very more. That way, if you see, uh, 10 marks for such a small part, okay, is much more than required. Okay, so which is why, because the course is so less, you'll find many things which are repeated because they have to ask from this only, right? Fine. So 7 principles of public life. Nolan's principles are selflessness, integrity, objectivity, accountability, openness, honesty, and leadership. So I've explained you all that. You can just write one sentence and all of that. If you have understood these 7 principles, you can easily write them. Okay. The next part we will talk about is business ethics. Again, ethics in business. We just talked about it a bit in the first class. Okay. So business ethics deals with morality in the business. Okay. Ethics in business, right? System of moral principles and values applied to business activities. Okay. So what you are trying to say is conduct business as per ethics or moral standard. That is business ethics. Very simple meaning. Okay. Now how it is defined is business ethics is an art or science of maintaining harmonious relationship with society. Okay. It's various. Maintaining harmonious relation with society. It's various groups, societies groups, okay, an institution, as well as reorganizing for right and wrong of business conduct. Okay. So this is basically the definition of business ethics. Okay. So as per business ethics, wherever you feel that something is not wrong, not going right, you have to reorganize yourself also and make it right. Okay. What will be right for a business? One is what the society thinks as right will be right for you. Okay. Business ethics is purely based on the society where it functions. Right. The thing is, business ethics will not be as strict as society ethics. Okay. So in the end, it's a profit-making body. Right. So if you stop it from making profit, it will not survive, isn't it? It will not continue. Right. So it will do good things, but it will also make profit, right? So now just see what are the features of business ethics. So these are the things which will be asked as, like this only it will be asked. Okay. Features of business ethics. Okay. One, there has to be a code of conduct of every business. And you can see that all businesses have their own code of conduct. Okay. So code of conduct should be there. Then provide protection to social group. Okay. So you have to provide protection to all religions, all castes, okay, all social groups, right? Provide basic framework. So basic framework of what you will tolerate, what you will not tolerate. Like in many companies, it is very clearly written that there should be no racism and all that. Okay. So provide your basic framework. Okay. Need willing acceptance. Okay. So need willing acceptance means you when you are asking all these of your employees and others who deal with you, you want a willing acceptance. You are not asking for a forcible acceptance, but a willing acceptance. Okay. Then education and guidance have to be provided. If we are saying don't indulge in bad conduct. Okay, what is bad conduct? You will have to define it, correct? You have to provide education and guidance. not against profit making. Okay, definitely. Business ethics is not against profit making. It is against unethical profit making. Okay, so this is features of business ethics. Next is principles of business ethics. Okay, this is avoid exploitation of consumers, avoid unfair trade practices, okay, and fair treatment to employees. These are the principles of business ethics. Okay, next is importance. Okay, these points come under importance of business ethics. So why is business ethics important? Okay, for improving customer confidence. Customers will think that you are very ethical, so their confidence in buying your products will be more. Okay, business becomes conscious of social responsibilities. Now business starts understanding its social responsibilities. Okay, then creates good image of business, then goodwill increases. So these two are almost same points, you can say. Okay, then profitability automatically increases because people want to deal with you more. Survival of heated competition. So when there is cutthroat competition going on, if you have ethics, you will survive. Okay, safety from legal perspective. So now automatically, if you are ethical, it will keep you safe from any legal fines and all. Okay, so business ethics are unwritten codes of principles and values. Okay, the business ethics, you will say what you require, what you think is good, all that in your policy you can write, but everything cannot be defined, right? What is ethical? Can you define everything that is ethical? It's not possible. Okay, so it's an unwritten code of principles and values that govern decisions and actions within a company. Okay, 7 principles of business ethics. Now these are principles of business ethics. Here first one is be trustful, keep open mind, meet obligations, have clear documentation. Okay, become community involved. These are all 7 principles of business ethics. Okay, so 7 principles of business ethics is different from 7 principles of public life. Okay, so become community involved, maintain accounting control, okay, and be respectful. These are 7 principles of business ethics. So these questions point wise you have to remember as it is. Okay, okay, then wrongdoing by business has focused public attention. Okay, and government involvement encourages more acceptable business conduct, and government is also involved. Okay, then the result is better. Okay, if nobody is there to see, then organization can also start going wrong. Okay, there should be someone who is there, that if something has gone wrong, they have been unethical, there should be some penalty, fine. Okay, so that is important. Any business decision can be judged as right or wrong, ethical, unethical, legal, illegal. Okay, so business ethics is the principles and standards that determine acceptable conduct, right? The acceptability of behavior in business is determined by whom? Whether this business is acceptable, ethical or not. Who determine it? Customers, competitors, government regulators, interest groups, and the public. Okay, so in the end, who determines whether you have been ethical or not? Okay, it's these groups which determine. Most important of these groups is the public, right? So now some consumers and social advocates believe that business should not only make profit but also consider social implications of their activities. Okay, if they consider social implications of their activities, then they will become more ethical from the point of view of society. Okay. So here there is one difference which has been showed here. The terms social responsibility and ethics, some people use it interchangeably, but there is little bit of difference. Okay. They do not mean the same thing. So business ethics is relating to individual or a work group's decisions. So it's micro level business ethics. Whereas social responsibility is a broader concept that concerns the impact of entire all businesses activities on society. What is the contribution of all businesses on society? That is social impact of business. Okay. When business ethics, we are saying, you will be talking about one particular company or one particular organization like that. Okay. So if you see here, for example, we may be concerned about a healthcare organization or practitioner overcharging. Okay. So this is called as, this will be business ethics. Okay. So business ethics perspective, from this perspective, we will be concerned about healthcare organization or practitioner overcharging. Okay. It's micro level. But from social responsibility perspective, we might be concerned about the impact of this overcharging on the ability of healthcare system to provide adequate services. Okay. Macro level. So when you see the macro level, okay, that becomes your social responsibility of business. Okay. Now, next is areas in business ethics. Okay. These are areas in business ethics. First is corporate social responsibility of business. Okay. Next is fiduciary responsibility to stakeholders. Okay. As I've told you earlier, stakeholder is a wider term than shareholder. Okay. Shareholder is only holder of shares, but stakeholders will have everyone who has a stake. Okay. It can be shareholders, debenture holders. Okay. It can also be the public. Okay. Whoever has any influence on you, those are the stakeholders of the company. So fiduciary means fiduciary responsibility of stakeholders. Okay. So the word fiduciary is used for trust. Okay. So responsibility regarding trust of stakeholders. Okay. Things relating to trust. That is the second area of business ethics. First is corporate social responsibility. Second is fiduciary responsibility. And third is industrial espionage. Espionage is like spying on someone. Okay. So these are the areas where business ethics are studied in detail. Okay. So this is not, we are not going to study these points in detail. Okay, you don't have it in detail. They've just shown you that these are the areas where business ethics is studied. Corporate social responsibility is a separate thing. Then fiduciary responsibility to stakeholders, and then espionage. Espionage is when one company is spying on another company. Okay. So these are the areas of business ethics. Now, ethical behavior and corporate social responsibility can bring significant benefits to a business. Okay. If you have you're good in corporate social responsibility, you're doing many things for society, then you can attract customers to the firm's products and your employees will want to stay with you. Okay. These are the positive points, right? So more employees want to stay with the business, so your labor turnover will get reduced. And then because people want to work with you more, the recruitment cost will also be less. These are all benefits of corporate social responsibility. Okay. And then last one is attract investors and keep companies' share price high. Okay. These are all the benefits we'll get from good CSR. Then investors will have peace of mind in dealing with such companies. Okay, employees are comfortable to work with them, and customers will be happy to buy products from them because they will feel that we are buying from an ethical company. Okay. The next para which we are going to deal with is this. Okay, if company works within its ethical guidelines, okay, it will not be fined. Chances of it being fined for poor behavior is not there because it is ethical, correct? So it will not breach laws, and hence its reputation will be good. Reputation is its most important asset. Okay, once lost, you cannot rebuild it. Right? There is some saying also that I don't remember it fully, but it is said that uh, when honesty is lost, this happens. When this is lost, this happens. When character is lost, last sentence is character is lost, then everything is lost. Like that. Okay. So like for business, it is when reputation is lost, then the business is gone. They will not be able to rebuild it so easily. Okay. So these are all important for it to be successful, to be profitable. Example is, they've given an example that if it disposes waste products anywhere, okay, and see, it doesn't have a long-term view, anywhere it buys lands, it doesn't have any foresight, okay, and disposes the waste products anywhere, okay, and it doesn't care about pollution and all that. So such companies will not be liked. Okay. Now, next is issues in business ethics. What are the issues that are faced in business ethics? Okay. Issues, there'll be problem with issues like logic, reasons, etc. Okay. The business is suffering and troubles by lack of proper direction. So the thing is, in business ethics, the problem will arise when the direction is not proper from the top management. Okay. So then they will have issues like logic, reasons, and all that, because they, from the top, ethics have to be inculcated well, right? So issues like fairness, justice, honesty are the main issues that are posing complex dilemma to the businesses. What is fair? What is just? What is honest? Okay. So see, for a business, say from our moral standing, individual moral standing, what is fairness, what is justice, or what is honesty? We will have other definition. Business will have different definition to that. Okay. It will be in relation to other businesses, how they are treating them. Okay. So wrong or biased decision can have profound impact on the goodwill of the company. Okay. So they have to take the right decision, right? Have to take right decision in terms of fairness, justice, honesty. Okay, this is just, these are totally general things. Okay. General business ethics. Next is general business ethics. Under this, what are the things which get covered? Ethics of human resource management, HRM. Okay. So this general business ethics are basically all the functions of your business, if you can see. Ethics of HRM, sales, marketing, production, intellectual property, knowledge, skills, all these are come under general business ethics. Okay. What should be your business ethics for all these things? Okay. That is general business ethics. So common unethical practices by executives of a corporate. Some common unethical practices that you can see. Okay. One is corruption, greed for power, accommodating a group. Accommodating means you are compromising with a group. Okay. Leak of knowledge, where you should not be leaking the knowledge, there we are leaking the knowledge. Say if it's your own copyright or something. Leak of professionalism. Okay. You're not being thoroughly professional. External pressure. There can be unethical practices because there is external pressure also. Okay. Now, ego and dominance of top management, ignoring right things. So these are common unethical practices by executives of corporate. Okay. Right. So this also you have to remember as it is. Then importance of ethics. Okay. So what is the importance of ethics? One is public expects business to exhibit high levels of ethical performance. Okay. That's why ethics is important. We are talking about ethics a lot, correct? Nowadays, all companies talk about corporate social responsibilities, other things, good practices. Okay. So first importance why companies should be ethical is public expects them to do so, to be so. And you have to sell your product to the public. So you have to do it. Okay. Encouraging business firms and employees to behave ethically. Okay. Promote ethical behavior is to protect business from abuse from unethical employees and competitors. Okay. And highly ethical performance also protects the individuals who work in the business. Okay. People who are working, they are also protected, isn't it? If there is a fraud, then many people will get engulfed by the fraud. Not just the person who is at top, but the employees who have worked for them. They have also been involved in fraud, although they might not have the will to do so, but they have been involved. So everyone, has a problem later on. So here, for ethical company, everyone gets protected. Okay, so this is importance of ethics. This is a very general thing. Okay, nothing at all to explain. Importance of ethics. One is public expect business to be ethical. Okay. Second is encouraging business to behave ethically, promoting ethical behavior. Okay. And it also protects individuals. These are the four things under importance of ethics. Okay. You have to remember it as it is. There's nothing much we can do about it. Okay. Now, after this, we'll talk about need and importance of business ethics. Okay. What is the need and importance of business ethics? This is the last part. Okay. Need is, so this has got many points. All points are explained. Okay. I will just give you a short of all. These are the last points which you have to study. Ethics will be over with it. Okay. So I'll just tell you how you can write about all these points, 1 or 2 sentences. Okay. Now, so we'll just go through it first. Stop business malpractice to improve customer confidence for the survival of business to safeguard consumers' right. This is the need and importance of business ethics. Okay, remember that. Protect employees and shareholders, develop good relations, create good image, smooth functioning, consumer movement, consumer satisfaction, importance of labor. Okay, then we will expand all these. Okay. And healthy competition, right? So these are the need and importance of business ethic points. First one is to stop business malpractice. Okay. So this is how you will explain this to stop business malpractice. Okay, you need not read the whole thing also. I'll just give you a point. Just need to write one point for all these. Okay. So some businessmen can do malpractices. Okay, they do malpractices like unfair trade practices, black marketing, etc., etc. Okay, but what happens is these are harmful to the customers. But an ethical company, if you teach ethics to the company, it helps stop these malpractices. So this is the first point, to stop business malpractices. So ethically trained business will not indulge in malpractices like adulteration or black marketing unfair trade practices, etc. That is the simple thing you have to write. Okay. Next is to improve customer confidence. So this is very customers' confidence will be improved because they know that they are dealing with an ethical company. For the survival of the business means, see, even it is good for the survival of the business itself, because see, if you do not follow business ethics, then what happens is you will have short-term success, but not long-term. In the long run, people will deal with only those businessmen who are ethical. Okay. So image is very essential, and ethical businessmen will have good image. So that is the point here for the survival of the business. Okay. Just see the points which I am giving you. Okay. And just write one sentence based on that. That is sufficient for you. Well, if this question comes, you will have to write certain number of points. You will not be able to write this much anyways, right? So to safeguard consumers' right. So in the market, consumer is the king. Okay. Consumer is the king. Business can only survive till consumer wants to buy from him. The day business is, the day consumer thinks that this business is not a good business to buy from, that business is gone. Okay. So which is why you will have to safeguard customers' right. What are the rights? Like right to health and safety, right to be informed, right to choose, right to be heard, right to redress. These are all your customer rights. Okay, so you must respect and protect these rights. Because if you do not do, then you will be in the bad books of the customer. Okay, so that is why business ethics is important to safeguard customers' right. Next is to protect employees and shareholders. Okay, see, if you are not good to your own people, then how can you be good to others, correct? So any company which treats employees and shareholders fairly, okay, that company has a good market reputation. To develop good relations, okay, there is good relations between business and society. So it's very important that business develops good relation with society. It does something for them like CSR activities and all that, corporate social responsibility. Only then it can develop good relations. Okay. Then for smooth functioning. Okay. Then because smooth functioning means the thing is all stakeholders. Stakeholders are employees, shareholders, consumers, dealers, suppliers. Everyone will be happy and business will function smoothly. So be ethical, everything will be right. That's what they are saying. Okay. Last point is this point says consumer movement. Okay. Now consumer movement has grown, right? See, nowadays if let's say an employer is not good with you, you can go to the internet and write a feedback, isn't it? That way their goodwill reduces, right? Their reputation in market reduces. So consumer is, consumer is very strong now. So if say a shopkeeper doesn't deal well with a consumer, okay, then the consumer can do more harm than good, okay, to the shopkeeper. So consumer movement is very strong. Earlier it was not like that. It was like the big brands, you want to buy, don't want to buy from me, you go. Okay, it was like that. But now it is not like that. If they have to treat consumers with respect, because consumer movement has picked up, right? 10 people give bad feedback against you, then others will start thinking, okay, maybe this person is not good. Okay. So that's why, because of consumer movement, you have to be good to the consumers, right? Because consumer movement has grown so much that they can do harm to the business which is trying to harm them. Okay, that is the point about consumer movement. Then consumer satisfaction. Okay, so this is again same point you would have understood yourself. Customer satisfaction is essential or they will not buy from you. Okay, then importance of labor. This is the last point, I think. No, this is one more. Importance of labor. So labor is very important, right? You have to give proper wages, salaries, and good working conditions to labor. Otherwise, your name will be spoiled in the market. Okay. And then healthy competition, indulge in healthy competition. Okay, don't indulge in cutthroat competition. Because see, if two people fight, okay, they say many things to each other. I'm just giving you a general example. The third onlooker, okay, he thinks bad about both, right? He doesn't know who started what and all that, but he thinks, okay, they're always fighting like that, isn't it? So always keep a healthy competition. You should respect your competitors because they are competitors, not enemies. Okay. So, which is same thing is said in sports, isn't it? So, which is why there should be healthy competition, because if we go towards unhealthy competition, okay, then you will be found out. It will be very easy for the consumers nowadays to find out what you do. Okay, so go for healthy competition. This is the last point. Okay. So that was this point which we just finished. And then you have got advantages of business ethics. Okay, what are the advantages of business ethics? It offers competitive advantage, goodwill increases, productivity increases. Okay, because you have got sincere workers, so your productivity will increase. Morale and trust increases, so your market share increases. Publicity is good. Okay, and public will accept your products. Overall growth of the society. Okay, if you have got many successful businesses in your society, overall society itself grows. Makes change management easy. So anything, if you are ethical, anything is wrong, you are very eager to correct it. So change management will be easy. Okay, value integration with quality strategy. Okay, and pend. So these are the main points of advantages of business ethics. You can just pick up any 5 or 6 from this. Okay, advantages of business ethics. What are the disadvantages? It's the same thing. So negates the object of business concerns in maximizing the profits. Okay, if you disadvantages means if you are too ethical, then you cannot achieve very good profits. This diversity in achievements, you might not be able to achieve diverse achievements. Okay, and you have to incur extra expenditure to be ethical. These are the disadvantages of business ethics. Okay. Okay, next is recognition of ethical issues in business. Okay, the first thing is you must learn to recognize ethical issues. What are the issues you are facing? So get the problem, what the problem is, and then you can work towards whether it is right or wrong and ethical or unethical. First is recognize the ethical issues. Okay. So one such choice can be, say, weighing monetary profit against what a person considers appropriate conduct. Okay, between these two things you will have to, okay, you will have to take a decision where you stand. Okay, somewhere in the middle you have to be, correct? So, because you cannot give profit altogether if you are a business, so you have to find a balancing area. Okay, so best way to judge ethics of a decision is, what is ethics? For, see, as I said, for business it doesn't have its own ethics. Its ethics is the social ethics. It's the ethics of the society. Okay, so best way to judge ethics of a decision is to look at it from customer's point. Look at it from customer's point, you will get to know the ethics of decision. Okay, similarly from the competitor's viewpoint, if you want to see You want to test ethics vis-a-vis the competitor, then look at it from his viewpoint. So business issues normally take many years to get corrected. Okay, issues may seem straightforward, but they take a long time to get corrected, right? Okay, next is business relationship. Okay, so business relationship means behavior of business towards customers, suppliers, and others in their workplace. In the workplace may create ethical concerns. Okay, ethical behavior within a business involves keeping company secrets, meeting obligations and responsibilities, avoiding undue pressure. Okay, this is ethical behavior within a business. This is ethical behavior within a business. So keep your business secrets with you. Okay, don't share it with outsiders. Okay. So now next point is improving ethical behavior in business. Okay, how to improve ethical behavior? First thing for that is understand how people make ethical choices. Okay, and why do people act unethically? These two things you have to understand. How do people make ethical choices to go this side or this side? Okay, right? Why do people go towards a route which is unethical? That you will have to understand. Okay, so ethical decisions in organization are influenced by three main factors. Okay, three main factors. One is individual moral standard. Are you a moral person or an immoral person? Okay, individual standards. Influence of managers. Is your manager ethical person or an unethical person? And co-workers. Are your co-workers? Okay, and so first thing is you yourself. Why do people take unethical choices? Okay, or say whether a person takes ethical route or an unethical route, what will determine it? First and foremost, his own ethical backing, his ethical standards. Second is his manager. Third is his colleagues. And fourth is opportunity to engage in a misconduct. All these together will take a decision out of him, which is ethical or unethical. Okay. So employees normally, they don't understand what is acceptable within a company. Okay. They won't understand till a firm has ethics, policies, and standards, which is why it is important that companies should time and again tell them this is our policies, these are our policies, this is what you should do, this is unethical. Time and again you should, there should be programs, trainings, and all where employees are told this. Otherwise, they will not understand what to do. Normal employees. Okay. Okay. And then if there is no policies and standards, employees will take decision on how their peers and superiors behave. Okay. This is how they will take decision if there is nothing which is clear to them. Okay. So normally you should have formalized rules and standards. Okay. And you should train employees regularly on ethics. That is important. This is how you can improve your ethics. Okay. And then if people have done something good, ethical, reward them, punish them if they have done something wrong. This kind of enforcement also should be there. Okay. So this is what is your okay, how you improve ethical behavior in business. Okay, this is what is in short. You should be able to write it in short. That's all. Okay, so main thing is ethical behavior in business. You have to say that what makes the difference. First is his ethical standard, his peers, his superior, and then he has a situation where he has to make a decision which can be ethical or unethical. Okay, all this together will lead him to that decision, which can be ethical or unethical. So it's always better if organization has written policies, keep on giving training on that, regular trainings. Okay, and For violation, give punishment. For enforcement, give rewards. That's all. Okay. So that's it. So last we have reached a conclusion. Okay. What is business ethics? It is important to practice good ethical behavior. Okay. So you have to avoid immoral management and move towards a moral management code of leadership. Leadership, behavior, decision making, policies, and practices. For all these things, you have to move towards a moral management code. That is ethical code. So moral management requires ethical leadership. It entails more than just not doing wrong. Okay. It's not just I will not do wrong. Sometimes you are not directly doing wrong, but you are a part of something which is wrong. Okay. So that's why, okay, you have to be very careful about that. So moral management means managers should, they should see all the vulnerable situations. Okay. And they should give a thoughtful reflection. Okay. That these can be the situations, what to do, what not to do. From a management point of view, it is very important to enforce ethics. Okay. So moral management requires that managers understand they're sensitive to all stakeholders in their organization and their stakes. You understand everyone's stakes, you're sensitive to it, okay? And you are honest with it, right? Okay, so for moral management model to be achieved, manager should do what? Integrate ethical wisdom and managerial wisdom. Both should be integrated. Managerial wisdom will be purely commercial. Ethical wisdom will be seeing the ethics sets. You have to integrate it together. Okay. Take steps to create and sustain ethical climate in organization. Fine. That's it. So this completes your ethics. See, it's the thing is like in ethics, if all these, this is a total of 17 pages here. Okay. So here and so here I've just given more spaces and all. So which is why it has gone to 17, but it is nothing. If you go through it, I'll send out these notes to you. Okay. It's almost, it's very, very easy. Just go through the way I've explained it, and that should be sufficient for it. Actually, this, we can summarize this part in 5 pages, 4 or 5 pages easily. Okay. There's nothing in it. It's just enlargement and enlargement. Okay. Do and go, 10 marks you are short for the taking. Okay. Fine then. Okay. Thank you.